Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to do a review and a comparison of the comfortclick leather belt and the Misson no holes click belt, basically the same thing. There are other reviews, but there is not another review that is a comparison of these two belts. But what you're going to see is a true live opening and then review, because I'm very familiar with the Misson belt. I've had it a couple years. The Misson belt was on Shark Tank, whoop-de-doo, and it looked pretty cool, so I figured, you know, money back guarantee, I'd try it. And honestly, after using this, I will never go back to another belt. Now, the only thing personally with the Misson belt that I kind of didn't like, but there's a lot of variety, is the buckle. I got a standard black buckle. It does have a little Misson symbol on it, which, whatever that is, looks like a U with some wings. But the thing about these belts are, there are no holes in them. You have to cut them when you first get them to size, which is no big deal. And what you do is, see if you can see, I may have to zoom in, is you put it in, and if you hear it, it clicks. Now underneath there is a button that you pull, so it's extremely easy to adjust. Unlike standard old style, old school belts that have your buckle and holes, you're 1 inch apart, and not only does that limit you if you happen to eat a meal and be in between, or you're wait for that day in between, but it also leaves lines on your belt. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it leaves indentations. So let's say I lose a little weight or gain a little weight, then these little indentations in your belt are showing, and they're not very attractive. But honestly, the main thing is they're just uncomfortable and just a hassle, because you don't have basically an infinite number of selections on your size. Whereas with these belts, again, I'm adjusting it right now, and let's just, I know this is a little weird, but we'll zoom in on the belt. So the adjustment is underneath, and you can see, taking it off, you can take it all the way off, and then putting it in, hear it? And you can do it exactly to the size, so it's nice and smooth, and it's comfortable, very comfortable and easy to adjust. So it's lasted, I've had this one maybe even 2 or 3 years. The belts are around 35, 40 bucks. They're not cheap to me, but anyways, it's worth every dime. Okay? So I see on TV, you know, I'm sure they have a patent, but I see on TV on an infomercial, comfortclick, blah 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 blah, no holes and all that stuff. So I told my wife, wow, that one's cool because it looks like it has a standard belt buckle, which when you dress up and stuff, again, I mean, I really don't mind the solid buckle, but it stands out a little bit. They have silver and red and school color, you know, school logos and all that, which is pretty cool if you go in the ball game. And you can change the buckles out. I'm sure they sell them individually. But I have not opened this yet, you know, as seen on TV and all that. I will have to adjust it. You have to adjust these things to your waist, because it comes 28 to 48 inches. That's a huge range, but what they've done is they've just gone ahead and included the belt, and then you cut it to 2 inches above what your waist size is, which is generally how people buy belts anyways. So if you're a 36 waist, you buy a 38 belt, etc., etc. So this is the first time I'm actually opening it. You see it's, I mean, honestly, it's sealed. I just tore it. We're going to see how this looks and how the little, the main thing I was concerned about is how the belt part, on the back part, if they're cheap, because these are made real well, the little notches, that's what actually holds the belt. And I've had this again 2 or 3 years, and I do not see any wear, and I could not tell you where it generally falls, where I generally do it, even by feel. So it's held up really, really well. You know, you get a couple of these that I'm gonna have to cut, which all belts do, and you can see there's a little bit of a, I guess whatever, you know, it's bent a little bit, but overall it's held up pretty good. There's a little bit of a indentation there. Looks like where, actually it's exactly where these little notches start. There's a little bit of an indentation where you can tell there's either extra padding or something, but you can't see it, it's around your waist. So the first thing is, let's take a look at how, you know, I made a mess and dropped all the stuff. I have my glasses around here somewhere because these are going to be very small. It tells you how to attach the belt buckle. I can still read it, but I'm not going to bore you with all this, but let's look first of all. Okay, so it's been real packaged. Look, you know, I don't like that because it already has a nice little bend in it. Hopefully that should work its way out. Now these, I think I saw online, they come in either leather or not leather. I would go ahead and pay the 10 extra bucks for leather because all those fake things don't last very long. The end of it is a little marred up, but again, this will be cut off. So I'm mainly concerned with the quality of the end that's going to be not cut. And it's got a little taper, which the Misson belt is a little different on the Misson belt. The Misson belt has more of a rounded taper. The comfortclick is more of a squared. That's not neither here nor there. The quality, just feeling it, the Misson belt feels a little thicker, a little softer, but again, it's worn in, so you know how leather gets. It's nice and soft when it's worn in. So, you know, again, I've never worn this. It's right out of the package. So what I want to look at now, and I don't know how the people get away with the patents, because honestly the little clicks, not only do they look like they're the same, but they're the same exact size. So this is the comfortclick, this is the Misson belt. You see that they start from here and go to here. They're the exact same length. If I didn't know better just by looking at the clicks, they're just a little bit different on the comfortclick. They're a little bit narrower. Take a look real carefully. Again, Misson belt, comfortclick. Look real carefully at them. Let you see it for a minute. Try to get it in the light. Let's open some light up here. There you go. Now you can see a little better. Misson belt, comfortclick. So for all intents and purposes, they're pretty close to the same. Maybe that's how they got away with the patent infringement, or because they're in China, I don't know. So they are a smidget different looking, but man, I'll tell you, it looks so similar. The good thing though is, as I said, the buckle is cool because it looks just like a regular belt. And let's just, I'm not going to cut it right this second. I'm going to do this off camera and then splice it together. But you see, it basically has a, now I can't get it off because I pushed it on. But anyways, I pushed it on so hard I can't get it off right now. But it's got these little indentations on here. You see where you cut on the back, or excuse me, right here it tells you the number for your waist. But I would put it on and try it also, so you make sure you don't cut it too short. If you have any doubt, cut it longer, because you can't make the belt grow back once you cut it. But the cool thing is, and again, I'm not going to put it in the loops, but the cool thing is what you do is you're going to put it through. Okay, I put it on backwards, but that's just so you can see what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like. It looks just like a regular belt, except there's no holes. There's a regular belt right here, and your comfort click. They've got the fake little notch that usually goes in the holes, and a regular belt, of course, you got those god-awful holes, which we've all dealt with for years and years and years, which are a royal pain. So the real belt is on top, the comfort click is below. Not only that, it's a prettier, smoother finish than a regular belt, because you always got a hole sitting right in the side. And then when they get all worn out looking, people go, oh, Lowe's lost weight, gained weight, whatever. So I'll come back, and then after trying it on, you won't even see, it'll be a seamless splice. Hopefully my video editing is okay. But so far it looks good. Okay, so I started out by cutting it a size larger, just so I wanted to see. The cool thing is this, once you close it, you close my hand, these little things really go into the belt good. Make sure you're on the right side. The finished side is on the side of the belt buckle. But I cut it long on purpose. Oh. And you will need, if you just do what I did, you will need something to pry it up, like a screwdriver, if you don't do it. So just make sure it's even Steven, before you close it. And once you close it, if you mess up, don't worry, just pry it open. So let's see, it's going to be a little bit large. I got my glasses on, so these are called thin optic reading glasses. When you get over 50, you need that. So I cut it a little bit large, just so I could get an idea of the belt. Again, be patient with me, because I've never used it. But right now it goes on just like the Misson belt. I'm trying to see how you undo it, because I'm not familiar with this one. Alright, so I got it on. Now how do you adjust it? Gosh, man, even easier than the Misson. The Misson has a latch underneath the buckle. This one, you actually just pull the actual buckle itself, so you have a larger surface area to adjust the belt. But I want you to look. Now, would you ever know that that's not a traditional crappy belt with holes in it? Just zoom in. Did you ever know? Man, that's a nice looking belt. Got a little belly going there. But you see I cut it a little long, so I'm going to cut off another size. Just do a size at a time to make sure I get it to where I want it. So it feels like it holds good. It's actually easier to adjust than the Misson. I thought there'd be a learning curve. No learning curve. I gave one of these to my dad also, because I like the Misson belt so much, or my wife and I, because this was one of my gifts for the holidays. But so far, I'll tell you what, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So you could even leave it around your waist while you adjust it. Again, to adjust it, you have to kind of pry it back open. I'm going to take another size off. I'm going to do just a little bit at a time. It's got little dots on it. We're going to do this nice and slow and easy. So I don't want to take off too much. Got to be careful of these strings, because these strings can all of a sudden tear up the whole belt. Okay, so we got that. Again, I'm going to put it on belt buckle. Close the little latch. Make sure it's even in there. Oh, see, it's uneven. That takes a little bit of doing. No big deal. Give me just a second. I won't put it to the camera so I can make sure it's even. I'm cutting it a little uneven. That's what's happening. Okay. Got it even. Let's see how this size does. Gotta be getting close. Close. Probably one more. But I got a little bit extra too much here. I could get away with it, but I'd probably like it one more notch smaller. I don't want it too small right here. Wow, this is really nice. Now this comes also in a shinier metal. I think this one's the gunmetal. Anything with the word gun in it is good for me. So let's take off one more. I'm going to try to cut this very even. I'm going to go a little bit different spot than the... hopefully this will be it. Okay. Should be really close to about the right size. Yeah, we're getting there. Still a little long, but you see how nice it looks. It works, holds the hands up. So anyways, I'll adjust the rest of it later, but let's go over the impressions. So, to save money, and if you like the traditional look, I would go with the comfortclick. Just get the all leather one. The Misson belt, the leather does feel maybe a little bit softer, I tell you what, it's splitting hairs, to be honest with you. It looks like the Misson belt actually is single stitched on the leather, but the comfortclick is double stitched. Double stitched on both sides. So look at the difference again. You see the Misson belt is only single stitched, whereas you double stitched on the comfortclick. There it is, double stitch, sorry. You look real carefully, you'll see it double stitched. And then the Misson belt. So I have to say, to be honest, they're about equal. It's a little bit harder to undo the Misson belt, but with I mean, you get used to it, and I've worn it so long, it's so easy. With that said, maybe that's good so it doesn't accidentally unadjust, but I don't see, unless you pull this belt, the comfortclick, that it's going to adjust by itself. So I'm going to give it a 2 thumbs up. The Misson belt's 2 thumbs up. The comfortclick's 2 thumbs up. If you want to save a few bucks and get a traditional looking belt with no holes in it, either the Misson or the comfortclick, save some money, get a comfortclick, look exactly like a regular belt. 73s, I hope you like it. Give me a like and subscribe to my channel. We have all kinds of reviews. 73s.